Oh, there we go. All right. So I'm just going to go over some of the things I learned in my CPR class. Did that a couple weeks ago, but got this paper here that had a little bit of a summary on it. So I just want to go ahead and make sure I remember pretty much everything I need to do, but also just trying to make sure I know all the little things too. But so start with basically the 3 steps to saving a life. So the 3 things that you really have to know is: one, call 911 right away. Two, you're going to ask for help. So ask for help, call 911. Two, you're going to start performing the hands only CPR. And then number 3, you're going to start using a AED, or automated external defibrillator. And then from there, when and how to use an AED. We use an AED after doing about 200 compressions, or about after about 2 minutes. Also, what I learned is that you can sing some songs, or like sing some songs in your head, like "Staying Alive, Staying Alive, Staying Alive, Staying Alive." Or you could also do so basically, they reiterated, "Don't say this song out loud," but the song "Another One Bites the Dust" by Queen, you can say "Another One Bites the Dust." Sounds a little funnier, but do that one in your head. Don't say that one out loud, or "Staying Alive." But about that rhythm, you're going to want to do that about 100 presses per minute, but about 200 compressions total for about 2 minutes. On a unresponsive individual, and use an AED on a bare chest to make sure that it's not wet. Make sure that there's no hair there, because it's not going to be able to stick properly if there's like a hairy chest, for especially males. AEDs are most commonly found at, this is very important to know where to find them. They're normally found at parks, airports, in police cars, in government buildings, sports arenas, and shopping centers. So public spaces normally would have them, big public venues and public spaces. Some AED facts: AEDs are simple to use. You cannot use an AED incorrectly. This is because it actually gives you instructions and tells you when to apply a charge, or to the shock, to stand back, clear, and all that. So it does instruct you step by step on how to use it. The AED voice prompts guide you through every step. There we go. Yep. And the AED is a push button operation. The AED, automatic external defibrillator, automated external defibrillator, waits for you to take the next step. It will remind you to take action if necessary. So if you just sit there, it's going to remind you, like, hey, we need to do this, and then it's not going to do the next thing until you do what it instructed you to do. The AED monitors the individual's heart rhythm. It decides if a shock is needed, and you cannot accidentally shock someone. So it does scan, I believe it does know when it's on the body, but it also will tell you when to do the shock, and it won't allow you to do the shock until it's ready for you to do it. And it tells you, like, okay, administer the shock, or it's going to say some sort of variation of that. Stay clear. So when shocking the body, announce clear as well. Say that out loud. Stay clear. So just say clear, and make sure that everybody is actually clear. Don't just say it and like just start shocking. Like, make sure that everybody is away from the body, because otherwise that electrical energy is going to dissipate throughout other people, and you're going to end up having to do CPR on them as well. So trying not to create more victims, trying to save the one we got. Stay clear and don't touch the victim when the heart is being analyzed or a shock is about to be delivered. No certification is needed to use an AED. Again, this is step by step. It's going to prompt you what to do. You can't go too forward, like you can't do extra steps before it's ready, and you can't administer a shock. You can't administer a shock accidentally. You cannot hurt an unresponsive person in cardiac arrest by performing hands-only CPR and using an AED. What you can do is give someone a second chance to live. Yeah, so I remember when they were talking about doing the CPR, the compressions, the hands-only compressions, they made sure to emphasize that we need to get at least 2 inches deep into the chest. This is for people 8 or older, I believe, at least teenage or older, like more adult-sized body, where they're more developed and their bones are and their muscles and their whole body is able to be more developed and withstand more pressure and impact or whatever it is. But yeah, with your hands, make sure you do 100 compressions a minute, about 200 compressions over 2 minutes. Get 2 inches deep. Make sure that the elbows are locked. So one hand over the other, elbows are locked, and you're going to go for the middle of the chest. So like right there in the breastbone, which is like, say, like nipples, and then like in between. So right there. Performing hands only CPR and using an AED dramatically increases survival rates. I believe, what was the percentage? I think it was every minute your chance. So without CPR and without the AED, for every minute that goes by, your life expectancy or your ability to survive reduces by about 50%. So with the AED, I believe it's definitely better than that. I can't remember the exact numbers, but it's definitely better than that. Now for the other side, we have, I believe it kind of just goes more into the hands-only CPR. So 3 steps to saving life. Again, I'm going to emphasize this or reiterate it just because it's very, very important to know if you're watching this. Step 1, call for help and call 911. If you're calling for help, make sure that they're helping. They're getting either you got one person calling 911. Hopefully you have more people. If not, then you're gonna have to do it yourself. Put your call 911, put it on speaker, then go ahead and begin doing the compressions. Um, if you have other people, at least one other person, you can have that person call 911 and then leave the phone there and go put it on speaker while you're doing that, and then they go look for the AED. If you have 3 people, that's golden. 3 or more people, you're in a golden scenario where you can start doing CPR yourself. Have one person call 911, talk to them, inform them of the situation, and then also have the third person go retrieve the AED, and come back, in order to start using that. So call 911 or instruct a bystander to call 911. Step 2, perform hands only CPR. Again, locked arms, have one hand over the other, and then start compressing. Also, ideally, if you have more people, say you have 4 people, if you get tired, it's going to be a lot of pressure, a lot of energy you're expending. Muscles are going to get sore. You're going to fatigue, tired. You're going to start running out of air. And so it's ideal to switch out about every 2 minutes. So you do those 200 compressions over 2 minutes, and then you switch out with somebody else, and then they start doing it. They just jump in, they start doing it yourself, and then kind of rotate on that. So you get a little bit of a break, which would be best for the victim, or the, not always the victim, but it would be best for the patient, to ensure that they get the best treatment possible. Because like if you start getting tired and slowing down, you're not doing it right, then that decreases their chances of survival. And then step 3, use the AED, the automated external defibrillator. So when to perform hands-only CPR, this is when the person collapses and is unresponsive, and if the person is 8 years of age or older. So we check for unresponsiveness by doing a sternal rub, or we rub the knuckles in a closed fist firmly and vigorously on the individual sternum. So take your knuckles, go like that, and then like right there, like you're gonna feel that. Like if you're conscious and awake, you're gonna feel that and respond. If they don't respond, then yeah, definitely they're unresponsive, and begin doing the compressions. Um, the sternum is also called the breastbone. So yeah, you're gonna find that right there in the middle of your chest between your breasticles. How to perform hands-only CPR. When the person is on the floor, you kneel beside him or kneel beside them. We do a sternal rub, make sure they're responsive or not. And if there is no response to the sternal rub, begin performing hands-only CPR. You place one hand on top of the other, like so, lock elbows, and then aim for the middle of the chest. Push as hard as you can. Try for like this. This is pretty much applicable to everybody. People are like, "Oh, what can I push too hard?" Our instructor told us that unless you're like some huge Hulk-like person, you should not worry about that. Like it's better to break a few bones. You're probably gonna hear some cracks. Like you're gonna do it, and he said, "Be aware." You're probably going to hear some bone cracking. You're going to crush some ribs. You're going to crush some bone, and do not be afraid of that. It's better for them to have broken bones. We can heal that. We can't bring somebody back from death. Like we can heal bones. We can't heal death. So it's better to maybe break a few bones, like push as hard as you can, making sure that you're doing the process right. But yeah, don't be afraid if you are breaking a few bones, because what we're more afraid about is the person dying. So we don't want that to happen. We want to prevent that by all means possible. So we're gonna place one hand on top of the other, lock elbows, aim for the middle of the chest, push as fast as you can, or sorry, push as hard and fast as you can. I mean, we'll go in with the rhythm, as mentioned before, and then try for 100 compressions every minute and compress the chest 2 inches. There we go. There's that 2 inches I was looking for. Um, and then just additionally, a little addendum to this, we perform mouth-to-mouth CPR in the following situations: when someone is either drowning, choking, there's a drug overdose, or the child is under the age of 8. We perform hands-only CPR in the following situation: is when the victim is 8 or older and unresponsive. So trying to remember if there was anything else. It was a pretty good class. The guy Alex that taught us, he was he was a really funny guy. He was very knowledgeable. So it was an informative class. I recommend it for anybody. They say it's like 3 to 4 hours. It was literally only an hour and a half. And so I'm not going to say that's applicable across the board. So like if I say it's an hour and a half and yours ends up being like 4 or 5 hours, like don't get mad. But that's where ours ended up being, and it's through www.scottsdalefd.com. Trying to remember what the actual or maybe this was the one I got from, I can't remember if this is the one I got from church or from the actual course, but oh man, I wish I could remember what it was. I'll have to look it up and everything. I might add the link to if I can find it. If not, that's either way. Like you can find CPR courses locally right away, and obviously if you're in a little different local area, if you're in Scottsdale, like me looking it up, I'm only helping you because if if you live in a different city, state, or anything, like your local CPR courses are likely going to be available via a different phone number, website, contact, organization, whatever. But I highly recommend taking it. It's better to take it and not feel like you need it, or it's better to take it and not need to use it than to have to need to use it and not know what you're doing, and someone close to you or just a loved one of somebody's ends up passing away because we didn't take the time and effort to actually, give a shit and learn. So, yeah, no, I highly recommend the course, and it was cool. It was really good. Again, my instructor was very informative and very entertaining, so helped the class go by a little bit. And then we also had the compression dolls too, so we got a chance to perform with those. And we got to rotate and practice with those a little bit. But I think that is about all I can recall at the moment. But I'm just going to go ahead and leave with just reiterate the fact that I think it's very beneficial for anyone and everyone. I think this should be taught in public school, but for anyone and everyone to attend a CPR class, not only once, but probably every couple years. Like they say that you need to renew it every, I think, year or two or something like that, which I think is something that is good because you can forget a lot of stuff. Pretty quickly. And so just being able to repeat it, have repetition, practice, and just drill it in so that way, if something, God forbid, ever happens, you can step up. And so everybody's standing there like twiddling their thumbs or like in shock or like just paralyzed, like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Like, somebody help. Like, you can be the one to take the initiative, step forward, be the hero, save that life. And who knows, that person might be a millionaire and they might put you in your will and give you their estate. I don't know, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, definitely take a CPR class. It's awesome. The more you know. All right. That's it. Stay alive.